There is no such thing as a gender role fits everybody. And the issue will always be that when you erase people that aren't stereotypically straight, masculine, or feminine, doing very narrow lifestyles, you're creating a privilege for people who happily fit into that category without realizing they're in a category. White privilege, straight privilege. Straight people can do so many things that have taken people who weren't straight centuries to get. The ability to have non-discriminate adoption. 20 years ago, you could have your kids taken or not even get a child because you weren't stereotypically heterosexual. How much damage has these churches done to people who don't happily fit into these gender roles or these heteronormative expectations? If those roles or that type of life perfectly fits with your personality, your goals, your dreams, and it's a perfectly healthy, non-toxic environment, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is expecting everyone to come to your party and be the same thing you are. I mean, churches should accept a happily married family as much as they welcome and accept some woman who's 42, has no husband, no kids, and maybe is doing a male-centered career. But it doesn't exist in any of the extreme fundamentalist churches I've been to. And I've been in several states in different types of churches. Women has to get in their place and stay there. Men are in charge. Men decide. And if the man you choose is a terrible human being, the church will do everything in its power to protect and control that toxic control. And if you're lucky to have chosen a good man or a good church and a bad man, you might make it out alive. But it's a terrible thing to grow up in an environment. It would be like if you grew up in a world where you could only color with red. You have to wear red. You have to color with red. You have to live like a red person. What happens if someone doesn't like red? They're not accepted, especially in certain places. I mean, it's asinine. 7 trillion people are not going to like the same thing. It's stupid. And it's not even about like, it's about desire. What if a man doesn't want or doesn't feel close to people who are women? You either force conform or you lose everything, or you hide, metaphorically speaking. And in some countries, it's hide completely because they kill you. The problem isn't people teaching heteronormative values. It's that that's the only thing they teach with a positive inflection. And at the end of the day, when you erase, deny, and never speak positively about a group of people that on average live 20 years less than straight people and probably double their depression and suicidal capabilities, you are preying and erasing people that desperately need representation, positive representation. I mean, you don't have to be one, you don't have to believe in it. even though I don't probably want to be friends with people that have a problem with these people, you still should talk positively about different kinds of people. Because on average, 1 out of 4 people aren't heteronormative. And even though some people who are bisexual end up marrying someone of the opposite sex, that doesn't make them heteronormative, even though some groups believe otherwise. Until we get rid of the idea of there's only one way a gender behaves, these expectations, this privilege of heteronormity, will never be able to be a great society.